Hey there. Okay, I'm going to try to make this to the point, and I'm going to narrate just a little bit here. And I want to do a shout out to Stu Peters and to Jesse on Fire, both of those channels. I'm taking footage wherever I can find it before it goes down or before we can't find it anymore. And I've been searching. This is a pretty good shot. Now, they've put up a bunch of words on the screen. That's not me. I didn't put the words on the screen. The one gentleman, this is Jesse on Fire, and he's got another person doing an analyzing, and he's doing a podcast over it. So there's a bunch of people talking. There's going to be Stu Peters, excuse me, and Jesse on Fire. There's two things going on here, but let's focus on the footage. And I know my microphone's bad. This is a hack job. I haven't set up my studio stuff. I'm just doing this on the fly. So here we go. We're gonna play this first one for you real quick and just go through it. So of course this is Charlie Kirk's murder. We're watching these guys right here. Look at this handoff. There's something strange going on. The one guy comes up to the other guy. He was down on the ground. He picks something up, hands it to the other guy, puts it in his pocket. Now, this isn't conclusive, but to say the least, this is a crime scene. You don't run up and you protect the guy at first, protect Charlie. Now the other guys are going down on the ground there. They're like scrambling around grabbing things, and there's a big handoff going on. So we're going to pause that one, and we're going to move on to the next one here, and I'll narrate again. I think this is a similar clip that I got. Let's see what this one looks like. There's a handoff. A little, the words are obscuring. Here you go. Maybe this will be better with no words in the way. Let's watch. They push him over, down behind the table. Guy slides over the table. Everything's happening really quick. They're down scrambling. There's a bunch of handing off going on. You see that? Okay. And this is, that clip right there. This is another possibility. People are saying that this gentleman was in the crowd, and he reaches up and he grabs his sleeve, and he pulls on his sleeve right when the gunshot goes off. I don't know. I think because there was a big gunshot, that probably was a distraction, either a blank or a real shot. But the caliber of the round, that is the official story, 30-06. I guess it could have sounded like a 30-06, but with 100% accuracy, I can tell you, if you got hit by that round, it would blow you apart or blow your head off. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not going to go and hit a vertebrae and turn and go down through vertebrae. And I think I've talked about that briefly earlier in the video. This is me just giving you guys some footage. Let's go on to the next one real quick, and we'll keep this brief. This one is a slow motion thing. They're suggesting it's possible that it's coming from his lapel mic. Okay, I don't know if you watch right there. I'm having a hard time pointing at it, and I'm not going to adjust anything, but let's watch it. I'm sorry this is graphic. I know this is terrible and it's hard to watch. But what I'm trying to show you is, let's watch this. His shirt is pluming all over the place. Watch this. Okay, we're going to go on to the next one. Personally, here's the plume of the shirt, I think. I do not really think that it came from the lapel. Mike, that would have blown off, or, but it's almost like something's underneath him, or the stage, or the chair itself, or a low powered weapon shooting him from nearby, and you can see him almost from up underneath. And a 22, when it hits the body, a lot of times it'll go in and ricochet around. It's kind of hard to explain what's happening because his shirt dances all over, and in the back it does the same thing. So it's possible that there's something internal going on with him, and that the gunshot is a distraction to make it look like there's a shooter. So let's watch this one. It's hard to watch. This is terrible. We're looking at the shirt and how his shirt dances around. It plumes up. It does. So if there's a plume going up, how is that a shot from behind or from the front? He shrugs his shoulders up. I think something came from underneath or inside him, and I hate to say it, but it's really strange. There was another clip from behind showing his shirt from behind, and I don't think I have it here. Now, this is the final clip I'm going to do, and it goes by fast, but this is not what you do when there's a crime scene and someone got murdered. Even if someone didn't get murdered, you tape off the whole area and you do a thorough investigation. And this is on the campus, and this is going to show people all up in the crime scene, walking through the crime scene, breaking things down. This is beyond me. And the interview that the head of security just did, whatever his name is, ridiculous. Somebody should ask him about contaminating a crime scene. Let's watch this. And it's sped up, so bear with me. But here you go. Watch this. Watch the scene here. There's nobody watching the area. Look, there's people everywhere up in the crime scene walking around. What are they doing? And look, yeah, there's a security guy, but watch. These guys aren't security. What are these guys doing? And I'm not saying they're doing anything. They shouldn't be allowed there. And there's guys in the back breaking down. Everything would be frozen, and you're not breaking anything down. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. My mic's probably blowing up. If this turns out, I'm just going to publish it. These are the clips that I wanted to highlight at the end of my video that I could find that are just very suspect and very strange and not in alignment with the official story. Somebody needs to be asking about this stuff. Really? So shout out to Jesse on Fire. Shout out to Stu Peters. I'm not saying that you guys... we're not coming to any conclusions. I'm not saying anybody has it figured out. I'm saying that the interview that was just done and a lot of the official story is all these layers of stories to try to pacify people and say that they got it figured out. And I hate to say it, but nobody's got it figured out. Okay? Candace Owens is being really passionate. There's a lot of people in the alternative media space and alternative news space that are scratching their head, but I'll tell you one thing. On and on, when the media releases footage of shootings or attacks or whatever it is, they're intentionally releasing it like an episode of Lost. You remember Lost, the TV show? You watch like an episode and you have 20 more questions than when you started. And you think the next episode's going to answer them, and then they bury you in more conflicting questions. They're doing it to make the alternative media be swept away and be off track. And the professionalism of this hit is very high level, but it's framed and presented as, oh, it's just this, amateur hour, okay? And it's really troubling, and God bless everybody. We're in the age of deception, and, if you know about William Cooper, that's where that comes from, okay? And you guys have a beautiful one, and I'll talk to you soon.